my way back from town, and I'm in search of materials to harvest for my basket making. Now, I see there's a lot of, as I pass it, it's gone and you can't really see it, but like down here, this stuff here is raspberry cane. Now, raspberry has lots of little points on it, so I'm not sure how good that would be. But there's also red osier dogwood. I'm keeping my eye open. I saw a field of it, and I stopped and I asked the person that lived next to it. They had a little fence right around their house, and they didn't own it. They thought the farm next door. So I went to the farm next door, and they didn't own that field. Either they owned another part of the field that was blocked off. And so then I went all the way down the block and around the corner, and I found the house, but it didn't look like anybody was home. So I didn't get permission to harvest their red osier dogwood. Those red shoots are really pretty. So I'm continuing to search. Now, you really need to cut it every year to have it coming up properly. See, that is, those are canes, but I think that's wild raspberries. There was one red osier dogwood bush. Red dogwood is so pretty. It's, see the deep burgundy? So I have to find a clump, and I need to find something that has been clipped sometime in the past so that it's kind of straight. Now that looks very straight, but you see, I think that is all probably raspberry cane. And I don't know if raspberry cane is any good for what I want to do. It's very straight. It's very prickly. I'd have to peel it all or something. I think that you might be able to put it in something that closes around it and strip it, but I'm not sure just what that thing would be. Steel wool? Could you grasp it in steel wool? Or pliers? You put steel wool in some pliers and then close the pliers over and just run it down the end of it. Would that work? It might. I really need to find myself a cluster of red osier dogwood and take care of it. Or I need to plant it. That would even be better. If I had it down there by my teepee, it likes wet or moist. So if I planted it down there by the stream in Sedge Meadow, maybe that would be a good place for it. And then I could take care of it all the time, and it would grow, and I could harvest it and make baskets with it all the time. That'd be good. So you have to cut it every year, otherwise it forks. And it'll fork, the second year it'll fork again. So you just end up with these short pieces from all the forks. But if you cut it right back down to the bottom, not at the total at the bottom, because if it's already forked once at the bottom, you want to cut each of them off so that they'll each fork again. And after a while, you end up with a huge amount coming from one base. It takes a few years, but it's very possible to do that. So I'm going to see, now there's some. Yeah, that looked like a good clump. Now, if it's on the roadside, if it's between the road and the fence, that's fair game. I can take stuff on there. That's township property. So I hope I find some. So that last basket I made, that ribbed basket, I think it would really look nice with red osier dogwood in between birch bark, or maybe just all dogwood. See, now those are canes. I wonder if I should just harvest my own raspberry cane. I don't have very much around though. It's kind of, it would be, I don't know, in the forest, I guess, somewhere. I really enjoy collecting materials. You can use all kinds of materials. You can look them up on the internet. I would Google basketry materials or natural materials for baskets or something. You know, you need basket, natural material, plant, stuff like that, whatever. So I know you can harvest lily, the grass along the roadside. Now, you see how it's all growing up in the fence there? Now, where it's growing up in the fence, it's nice and tall, and also where it's lying down in the ditch, it's nice and long. And it's pretty easy to cut. You have to lift it up and find the bottom. You can also use corn husks. Now, that would be tried to use corn husks or how about daylily leaves, those long skinny leaves. I really love willow. I love working with willow. I have a book on it. It's an awesome book. Now some of the willow in these fields has grown very tall, which is good for making the ribs for the baskets. But you don't want to harvest too much of that ahead of time. So then soaking it becomes a real headache. But you know, you can soak your grapevine. I mean, they can be big grapevines. I don't know how big is big, but they can be big and still soak well enough. So it's good to have something like a bathtub outside where you can just pile it full of all these things. You don't have to have the family saying, is it going to be in there a long time? I want to use a bathroom. I want to take a bath. I want to take a shower. You know how families are. We love them. They're our friends. But we have to find other ways. You know, once I had how long has this been going on? Not too bad. I harvested a tree. It wasn't really a tree. It was the top of a tree. The ice storm had come along and broken the tops off all these beautiful trees, and this one was a balsam fir, and I just love the smell of balsam firs. And so I brought it home, and I stuck it in the shower because it was covered with ice. I wanted it to melt. And Willem says, Nancy, there's something in the shower. And I said, oh yes, that's mine. And he said, oh, well, I'm going to take a shower. And I said, well, I don't think you should take a shower with it. And he said, or I think he said he wanted to know what it was, or what, something like that. And I said it was a top. It was the crown of a tree. And then I came and looked at it with him, and it appeared that the top had been broken off, and it was not actually the very top. It was a section near the top. So he corrected me, and he said it is a section. I said it was going to be my Valentine's Day tree because it was February or late January or something. He said it's your Valentine's Day section. The life of a man. Oh, look, it's very flooded. Look at our river. It's all flooded here. The other side was flooded much more. I guess I could go back and show that to you. Would you like to see that? I knew you would. Our stream isn't flooded, though. Yay! Maybe it is. Maybe, I don't know. Alright, well, I'm busy. I'm driving.